High in the rugged wilderness of Alaska, a sleeping giant stirs. Mount Spurr, a volcano long dormant, has begun to show signs of reawakening, its slumbering power rumbling beneath the Earth's surface. Scientists are closely monitoring the situation, analyzing data and working to predict the volcano's next move. The fate of Anchorage and surrounding areas hangs in the balance as the potential for a major eruption looms. The air crackles with anticipation. A sense of both awe and trepidation hangs heavy in the air. Mount Spurr, a majestic peak that has captivated the Alaskan landscape for millennia, is once again reminding us of nature's raw power. The question is not if, but when it will erupt. The people of Alaska, accustomed to living in harmony with nature's extremes, are watching closely. They know that the land, for all its beauty, can be unforgiving, but they are also a resilient people, shaped by generations of adapting to the challenges of this wild and unpredictable frontier. As scientists diligently monitor the volcano's every tremor and exhale, the world holds its breath. The drama of Mount Spurr, a tale of immense geological forces and human resilience, is unfolding before our very eyes.
Mount Spurr, a towering presence in the Alaska Range, is a stratovolcano, a type of volcano known for its steep sides and explosive eruptions. Located just 75 miles west of Anchorage, Alaska's largest city, Mount Spurr has a long and volatile history. The volcano's most recent eruptions in 1953 and 1992 serve as stark reminders of its destructive potential. These eruptions, while relatively short-lived, unleashed massive plumes of ash into the atmosphere, disrupting air travel and blanketing the region in a thick layer of volcanic debris. The 1992 eruption, in particular, had a significant impact on Anchorage, coating the city in a quarter-inch of ash and causing widespread disruption. The memory of that event still lingers in the minds of many Alaskans, a testament to the volcano's enduring power. Today, Mount Spurr stands as a silent giant, its slopes cloaked in a deceptive tranquility. But beneath the surface, a fiery cauldron of molten rock and volcanic gases churns, a constant reminder of the immense forces at play within the Earth.
Dr. Emily Carter explains the monitoring being done.
Scientists from the Alaska Volcano Observatory, AVO, are in a race against time, working tirelessly to decipher the volcano's cryptic messages. Using a sophisticated array of instruments, they listen intently to the mountain's every groan and shudder, searching for clues to its next move.
David Fee, coordinating scientist at the AVO, points to alarming trends in the data.
Elevated levels of sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide, gases released as magma rises to the surface, suggest that Mount Spurr is becoming increasingly pressurized. The high SO2 and CO2 levels are a clear indication that magma is making its way towards the surface. We're also seeing an uptick in earthquake activity and ground deformation, further signs that the volcano is becoming increasingly unstable.
Matt Haney, scientist in charge at the AVO, echoes Fee's concerns.
All the telltale signs of an impending eruption are present. New gas vents have opened up at Crater Peak, and the ground is swelling as magma pushes upward. It's only a matter of time before we see a significant eruption.
Dr. Hiroshi Tanaka discusses the technology involved.
To monitor Mount Spurr's every move, scientists rely on an arsenal of cutting-edge technology. Seismometers, strategically placed around the volcano, act as sensitive ears, detecting even the faintest tremors that ripple through the Earth's crust. Satellite imagery provides a bird's eye view of the volcano, allowing scientists to track changes in ground deformation, gas emissions, and thermal activity. These images, captured from space, offer invaluable insights into the volcano's behavior. Webcams, perched on nearby peaks, provide a continuous stream of real-time images of Mount Spurr, allowing scientists to visually monitor the volcano for any signs of an impending eruption. These cameras serve as vigilant sentinels, keeping a watchful eye on the slumbering giant.
Let's try to understand the delicate dance of volcanic eruptions. Volcanic eruptions, while seemingly destructive, are a natural and essential part of our planet's evolution. They are the Earth's way of releasing heat and pressure that builds up deep within its core. These eruptions occur when molten rock known as magma rises to the surface, driven by intense heat and pressure. As magma rises, it can interact with groundwater, creating steam and increasing pressure within the volcano. The type and severity of an eruption depend on a complex interplay of factors, including the composition of the magma, the amount of gas it contains, and the structure of the volcano itself. Some eruptions are explosive, sending plumes of ash and rock high into the atmosphere, while others are effusive, characterized by slow-moving lava flows. Understanding these complex processes is crucial for predicting volcanic eruptions and mitigating their impact on human populations and the environment. Professor Miguel Rodriguez talks about the potential impacts of an eruption.
An eruption of Mount Spurr could have significant impacts on Anchorage and the surrounding areas. Ashfall, a major concern, could disrupt air travel, damage infrastructure, and pose health risks to residents. The greatest threat to Anchorage is ashfall. Even a small amount of ash can clog engines, reduce visibility, and contaminate water supplies.
Dr. Ann Zink, Alaska's chief medical officer, speaks about the effects of the volcano.
As previously stated, aviation is particularly vulnerable to volcanic ash, which can damage aircraft engines and cause them to fail. The 1989 near crash of a KLM flight that encountered ash from Mount Redoubt highlights the very real dangers posed to air travel during volcanic eruptions. Health officials are also concerned about the potential respiratory problems that could be caused by volcanic ash. Volcanic ash is made up of tiny, jagged particles that can irritate the lungs and cause breathing difficulties. People with asthma or other respiratory conditions are particularly vulnerable.
Dr. Zink continues discussing safety precautions.
As the threat of an eruption looms, residents of Anchorage and surrounding areas are urged to take steps to prepare for the unexpected. Having a plan in place can help to reduce anxiety and ensure the safety of loved ones. One of the most important steps is to assemble an emergency kit containing essential supplies, such as food, water, a first aid kit, a battery-powered radio, and N95 masks to protect against volcanic ash. This kit should be readily accessible in case of an evacuation. Residents are also advised to develop a communication plan with family members and neighbors, designating a meeting place in case of an evacuation. It's essential to have a plan for pets as well, as many shelters do not allow animals.
Kari Wiedeker, director of the Anchorage Office of Emergency Management, gives important information for residents near the volcano.
Being prepared can make all the difference in an emergency situation. We encourage all residents to take the time now to review their emergency plans and make sure they have the supplies they need.
Alaskans are no strangers to the challenges posed by nature. Living in a state shaped by seismic forces, they have learned to adapt and build resilience in the face of adversity. The threat of a volcanic eruption, while significant, is just one of many challenges they have faced and overcome. In the aftermath of the 1964 Great Alaska Earthquake, the most powerful earthquake ever recorded in North America, Alaskans demonstrated remarkable resilience, rebuilding their communities and lives from the ground up. This spirit of resilience is evident today as Alaskans face the potential for a major eruption of Mount Spurr. Communities are coming together, sharing information and supporting one another as they prepare for the unknown. The lessons learned from past disasters, coupled with the strong sense of community that defines Alaska, will serve them well in the challenging days ahead. In times of uncertainty, information is power. The Alaska Volcano Observatory, AVO, is the primary source of information and guidance on volcanic activity in Alaska. The AVO website provides real-time updates on Mount Spurr's activity, including seismic data, gas emissions, and hazard maps. Residents are encouraged to visit the website regularly to stay informed. Local news outlets and emergency management agencies are also valuable sources of information during a volcanic event. Residents should sign up for emergency alerts and pay close attention to official guidance. By staying informed, following official recommendations, and supporting one another, Alaskans can navigate the challenges posed by Mount Spurr's unrest and emerge stronger and more resilient than ever before.